Hey y'all, welcome to the Conversations Lounge podcast. I'm Stephanie, your host, where we have real conversations with real people about real life. And my next guest is a New York Times bestselling author, a film producer, a ghostwriter, and a motivational speaker. Y'all welcome my girl, Miss Kiki Swinson. Come on in, girl. Hey. Looking good. You ready to get this party started?
Yes, I'm excited.
I'm excited that you are here.
Thank you.
How was your flight?
It was great. Quick.
I love
quick flights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, you been here before?
No.
You haven't? So how you like it?
It's beautiful here.
You like it?
Yeah, make me want to buy some land here too.
I know when you were saying something about the land, you was on the phone earlier.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot of land here.
It is.
Because you used to
here.
like the city vibes.
Yeah.
Because where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Virginia, but just most recently I moved from Maryland to Georgia. So that's where I am right now, in Georgia.
Oh, okay. So you liking it there, or?
Well, primarily I moved to Georgia, to film, because that's what I do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Well, look, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning, like your early childhood. Let's get into that and how it all started with you in your life. So tell the people about yourself, or introduce yourself. Let them know,
Okay.
what you got going on.
All right, you guys. My name is Kiki Swinson, and for everyone out there in social media land, a lot of people know me from writing books, and I've been writing books now for 20 years.
Okay.
They consider me a veteran in urban literature, and just about maybe 10 or 12 years ago, I decided to venture into film. So that's what I did. I started writing scripts, and then I embarked on a film career, and then that evolved into, just being a content creator in general. So,
Well, like from your early childhood, you had a little run-in like with the police. So let's take us back there, so that way they can just, because I want to know what really got you into writing.
Okay. So, again, I'm from Virginia, a small town in Virginia called Portsmouth, Virginia. It's in the Tidewater area. And I grew up, I hate saying this. People always say, I grew up in a single family household. That's just so, stereotypical, but it's true. And I grew up, meager, beginnings. So as the older sibling, I took the reins, to help my mom, and became a caretaker for my younger siblings.
Was your mom working, like a working mom?
Yeah, she was, so, of course, it's like a negative stigma, when you live in a single family household, people automatically assume that, you were on government assistance. Okay, in this case, we were.
Okay.
And so
There's
my
nothing
mom.
wrong with a little sisters to help you, along the way. I guess people talk about it when it's getting abused.
Yeah. They're talking about that now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic.
Growing up in that environment, and being a caretaker for my younger siblings, while my mom, I guess it hit her, I need to get my life together.
Okay.
I have 4 children. We're living in this place. It was called Atababa in Portsmouth. It was a project. And we weren't there long. We were there for like maybe 5 years. And but before then, we were living in a house in Prentice Park.
Okay.
So I don't like for people to think that I grew up in the projects. I didn't. My mom fell off, and we had to go there temporarily until she got on her feet. So that's when I, went into the caretaker role while she went to school I would watch my siblings, and she had a job. So she got it together. But I noticed during that time, while we struggled, and I watched her struggle, I noticed in my teenage years, I'm like, okay, I don't want this type of life. Like I don't, and it hit me then that I don't want to be another statistic like my mom.
Right.
Like, and back then, the economy was much better back then.
Way better.
So it's like she made the little bit of money that she had stretch. And so, but I watched her struggle, and I took heed to that. And
that was
I'm
your
like,
motivation.
It was. But it was the wrong kind of motivation, because I knew I was pretty, and I used that. And I started dating drug dealers, when I was 15 to 16 years old. And then I became rebellious. And then at the age of 17, I started trafficking drugs. Because again, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna be in the projects with kids. No one is gonna knock me up. And I'm not gonna sit around with a whole bunch of kids and live in poverty.
Right.
So I adapted the mindset of hustling.
Was it your boyfriend that got you hustling, or you was just hustling on your own?
Well, what happened was I met this guy from New York, and his name was Justin, and he was selling heroin in the projects that I was living in at that particular time. And he asked me, could I hold some drugs for him? And at this particular time, I was like 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I said, sure, naive. And what he did was, he paid me a couple of $100s to hold. And back then, I didn't even know the value of what the amount of drugs that he gave me at that particular time. So he gave me the drugs, not knowing. Now, me looking back, I'm like, okay, I'm holding like maybe $5,000 or $10,000 worth of heroin, but he only paid me a couple of $100 to hold it, and I thought I was doing something. So then, fast forward a couple of months later, he's like, can you make a trip? Can you go to New York? And back then, I'm a country girl.
So New York, the lights.
Right.
Everybody wants
He's a New York guy.
Yes.
He's a New York guy.
City hawker.
Right.
What is it? City slicker.
City slicker. Yeah, so he invites me to New York, and back then, in the late 80s, they was driving Saabs and Benzes. So, and he was driving a Saab. And so we drove to New York, and he got me some bamboo earrings, the door knockers. Door knockers, and then got my hair braided, and I'm like, oh my God, took me shopping, and I'm thinking I'm living the life, so that was just a small taste of what it was to be out of the element that I was in, and it hit me. I'm like, okay, this is fast money.
Yes, and that would get you in a lot of trouble.
And it got me in a lot of trouble too, because when I bought the drugs back, I was paid like $2,000 to bring the drugs back. And then I just started making trips, periodically. And then not too long after, he was arrested. And because his friends knew who I was, they solicited me to do the same for them. So I just started making money, And before you know it, I bought me an Audi. And honey, I was living life.
How long did it last?
Well, me trafficking drugs, I stopped doing it when I met. So maybe I would say roughly, I was doing it for like maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. And I started, something clicked, and I'm like, okay, I can make more money if I take my money that I made from trafficking, if I go buy the drugs and put it on the street myself.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
So you started hustling the drugs.
Right, and I started, and I had a little crew out there selling drugs for me. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you took what you seen them do and turned it into
my own
your
little
own
empire.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that didn't last long because I met this Jamaican guy, and
let me guess, he was from New York too?
yes, he was from New York. Yes, he was from New York. And he was introduced to me, and they said, no, hook up with her, like get with her. She's going to help you make some money. Word of mouth, because people knew that I was good. Like they knew I knew the cops there. I knew where you could set up shop. Like I had all the ingredients. So he got with me, and he and I ended up becoming a couple.
Okay, power couple, huh?
Yeah. So that's you just set up power couple.
I'm just saying. That's what they say. You know, yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But my thing is, so, all right, you in a relationship? Did you fall back, and you was like in his shadow, and he was just handling everything, and you was just, you was behind the scenes person?
Well, no. I orchestrated everything.
Oh, okay.
And what happened was he bought his connect, and so it's like he bought his resources and I bought my resources, and we married them together.
Okay.
And he started, when he and I got together, like we just had so many plans. It was crazy. And he loved money just like I did. And the only drawback with him was that the women,
you had to deal with the women.
Yeah.
You already know, streets, drugs, New York.
Girl, listen, honey.
So did you ever, you give me off this vibe like, was it Cardi or something? Like, I ain't gonna say, did you ever drug men or like
No.
to take money or steal money, or did you ever have
that.
You have?
I have done that. Okay, so before I met the Jamaican guy, I was dating this older man. Now, mind you, I'm like 18 years old. Okay. And this guy was older, like in his 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he
sugar daddy.
Yeah, he was. He was definitely that. And people knew him. He had the whole Tidewater sold up. He was like the man. So he was a drug dealer too. And I remember one incident with he and I. He had other women too. So I wasn't the only one. And I remember he and I getting into an argument, and I said to him, he had promised me, and now mind you, he was selling me a whole lot of dreams, hey, I'm gonna do this for you.
Probably because you was younger.
I'm gonna put you in a house. And this was before I got with the Jamaican guy. So I'm living in an apartment. So he's, telling me all the stuff that he's gonna do for me. And he just kept coming up short. So I'm like, okay, you trying to play me.
Right.
And I remember one day he picked me up and he said, can you go with me, to go and, pick up some money, do his routes? And I said, sure. And so I rode around with him to go do his routes, honey. And I was clocking every coin that came in that car, because and it's crazy because I have a web series called How I Became Wifey. And in one of those web series episodes, the incident that I'm talking about now, I filmed it, so it's available now. But so I was sitting on the passenger side helping, counting his money behind him. And so I knew exactly how much money he had. And then he was like, okay, so we got something to eat. And then he said, let's go to a hotel. So I went to a hotel with him, and he used to snort coke, and he used to drink. And I've never gotten high before.
Oh, you never did drugs?
No,
Okay.
no, never did drugs. So I will just sitting there watching him, and I'm watching TV and I'm eating my food, and I said, oh yeah, he's gonna be out in a minute. And he fell out, he, went to sleep, girl, and I grabbed his keys to his car, went downstairs from the hotel room and went in the trunk of the car and took out all the money that he had just picked up, drove his car away, and abandoned it. I called my girlfriend. I'm like, look, come get me. And she's like, where are you?
You ain't think he was gonna come look for you?
I didn't care.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't think he was gonna do anything to me. He didn't do anything to me. But I heard that he had put a hit out on me. I took $28,000 from him.
That's a lot of money.
Right, it was like 27 and some change. So almost $28,000 I took from him. And girl, I went to New York and went shopping, and that, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's how I was able to buy a lump sum of drugs with that money.
Oh, and it went from there.
Yeah.
So when the run-in with the police, like, when did that come about?
Okay, so fast forward, I get with the Jamaican guy, and we doing big things. I'm wearing fur coats, and we're raking in money. And so what happened was, I had this young lady and this guy. She was gay, and her brother. We flew to Florida, and I bought a couple of keys of cocaine. I had them to bring the drugs back. They were to drive them.
Drop them back, okay.
Right. And so they got pulled over in Georgia. And that started a federal investigation. And for like a few months, the feds were investigating us. But see, they didn't know his name. They just knew his nickname. They didn't know his whole name, but they knew mine. So they told the police, the state troopers in Georgia, who I was and what his nickname was. And what happened was the Georgia police formed a task force with, so once they ran his nickname, they got a hit. Come to find out, and I didn't even know this at the time, that he had some people murdered in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
Right. So they were looking for him.
Already.
Right, and they knew who he was. So they formed a task force, and that's why it became federal. So months later, I had no idea that they were investigating us. We were living in a 3-story condo out in Ocean View, and that's in Norfolk. And I'll never forget the day that he had just left to go to the Jamaican restaurant, him and his friends. And when he went to the restaurant, he had been gone for several hours. And I was there alone. And
so you wasn't curious about the other people getting pulled over? Like, you wasn't?
Well, what we did was, I kept in contact with her. He wanted me to cut him off. And for all the viewers, that watch your podcast, I have a series out called Wifey, which is semi-based on the story that I'm telling you now.
Okay.
So in my book, I put down that my cousin used to traffic the drugs, and she got busted, and the feds came in and started investigating. But in reality, it was 2 people from New York. They were from New York, and they were friends of mine at that time. And them getting busted ignited the investigation.
Okay.
So I just switched it up in my book. So we knew that we didn't know that they were talking, because she just has this strong persona, like she was holding it down, but the whole time she was talking to them behind the scenes. And I'm sending her money, and talking, paying for her an attorney, and stuff like that. And the whole time she was bringing the whole organization
So they
down.
basically came, got you.
Right. So they found out where I was, and I was at home by myself. And Chris was his name. He had just left a couple of hours prior. So I'm there watching television, and then I just hear like a ramming. It scared the crap out of me. And I turned around because I'm on the second floor. So I'm turning around and I'm looking down the steps, because if you go down like 4 steps, it's my front door. And then at the front door, you can go down to the first floor.
Okay.
So that's how it was.
Like
and then
yeah.
Right. So I'm looking down and I'm like, and then the second force, the door came over. It was like, get down, big. You know, they was crashing out, straight crashing out. And I'm just like this. And they were like, put your hands up, put your hands up. And some of the squad ran downstairs to the first floor, came up on the second floor where I was, and then they went up to the third floor, searching the house, and they put me in cuffs and stuff like that. And the feds came in and, you know, read me my rights and stuff like that. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? And they just handcuffed me and just searched my house and took me to jail. And the next day I was arraigned in federal court. And I'm like, okay, this is real.
Right.
This is real. The U.S. Marshals picked me up from the jail and took me to federal court in Norfolk. And I said, okay, so this is real. And I didn't know it at the time when they were arresting me that they had already arrested him. So they were watching him near the restaurant in Norfolk, and they pulled him over. And they got to him before he was able to call me
to let you know
let me know what was going on. So they arrested. So it was a whole bunch of us. It was I have co-defendants. So it was like maybe 10 or 11 of us in all.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And they all was talking. So how much time did you end up doing, and how old were you? I ended up, I was arrested when I was 20. So by the time I went to court and everything was resolved, I was 21. And I ended up getting 5 months, 60 months in prison, because they gave me. You did 5 years?
I did 5. So
okay.
They gave me 3 counts. And so they said if I would have went to trial, they would have given me 188 months, which was 15 years. Mm-hmm. But so they said, my attorney said, listen, it'll be in your best interest to plead guilty to one of these charges, one of these counts. They said, because if you go to trial, they're going to give you 188 months. Mm-hmm. So I took one of the counts, which was 5. So all my counts were 5 years, because it was conspiracy. They didn't actually catch me with drugs.
And it's really bad because somebody said your name.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I took one of the charges, and I just set it down for 60 months.
So did you have kids at the time?
I did. I had a daughter, and she was 2 years old at the time. So I left her.
I know that was tough.
It was tough. It was tough. And when I came home, she was 7.
So once you came home, how did you start your life? Was it?
As a matter of fact, the guy who I was trafficking, who introduced me to traffic drugs, that's her father from New York. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So once you got released from prison, and you reunited with your family.
I did.
How was it? Because that's a lot. Because I know some people that went to prison for a couple of months, and they basically was having issues with coming home and stuff like that. So,
well, the good thing about me was, before I went to prison, I was going to a community college.
Okay.
So I was, my major was English. So I wanted to go into journalism, and I always aspired to be a journalist and to be an anchor woman.
That's where the writing the books and stuff coming from.
That's where that came from. Okay. So I had, pretty much had like something, an idea in my head. So when I came home, I tried to get back in school, but because I had a drug conviction, I couldn't get financial aid.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And so I just said, you know what, to hell with that. I did a couple of customer service jobs, customer service rep jobs. Oh my God, it was so demeaning, because it's like, you leave from making,
fast money and mess you up.
Yeah, it's just like you have access you know, to $300,000, $400,000, and $500,000 in cash at your disposal, and then you come home, it's a reality check. And at that particular time, I was only making like maybe $5 or $6 an hour.
Oh yeah.
It was hard. It was a hard adjustment, but I had a plan because while I was in prison, I used to read Terry McMillan books.
Oh yeah.
And so that's how I started. Okay.
All right. So, they have a TV show. Basically, no. Okay, just say makeup, eyelashes. What do people be having on Fridays? They be like, I'm gonna have a what people be eating on Fridays? You know, most of the time, not chicken, but what's the other meat that people might eat?
Steak.
They might have they fry it. Like, what do seafood? What's the seafood? The people that fry it?
Shrimp.
No. On Fridays,
Fish fry.
Okay, no. So you got fish. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. What else? You know, when people put on makeup or lashes, and they be like the girls are not catfish. That's what it is. So yeah, that's the word, catfish. You got it right. So basically, you see right here where it says forbidden words. You can't say none of those words.
Okay.
I'm trying to get you to say catfish. So right there where it say forbidden, you can't say none of those words, and you trying to get me to say that word.
Okay.
See, you got it.
Okay. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Okay. All right. People who stir up a whole lot of gossip. People who gossip.
Drama. That's the word?
Mm-hmm, drama.
That's it?
Yeah, drama.
Oh, wow. Listen, I know that all too well.
Yes,
okay,
drama.
That was easy. All right. This one is funny. A friend who has a boyfriend or husband, and they go on a date and they want you to come along. What are you?
A sidekick.
No. What's on your car? What keeps your car rolling?
A third wheel.
Yeah. Have you ever been a third wheel? Do you like being a third wheel?
I'll do it.
You'll do it
for a homegirl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been on, oh my God. I remember a couple of times, you know, going on a date with my girlfriend, and his friend had a friend, and I was like,
yeah, that's the worst.
Oh my God. And they would.
You got to take one for the team.
You gotta take one for the team. I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So we have it on our phones.
Numbers.
We have it on our phones, and everywhere we go, if we have our phones out.
Camera.
We have it on our phones, and we have it in our house. But every time we move with our phones and we go from different areas, it can hit our phones.
Location. Location. You said it can do what to the phone?
When we carry our phones.
Maps. Location.
In every location we go to, we can. Hey, I was going to say a word that every time we go to a different location,
it pings.
It can ping to our phones.
GPS. I don't know. Location. GPS pings. You said we have it in our house too. Camera.
And we use it to search stuff.
The internet. The web. I'm gonna take a drink. I'm gonna take a drink. What was it?
Wi-Fi.
Oh, damn. Yeah, and you told me, like, it's in the house and everything.
Good gracious.
Yeah, that was, come to think about it, that was easy. I just didn't catch on. Too much wine.
She said too much wine.
Oh, this easy. Once I say this right here. What you on now? You on what?
Tubi. I'm on social media.
Conversation Lounge. What is Conversation Lounge?
A podcast.
Yeah. That was. I'm gonna do one more. That one was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
I'm gonna do one more. I should use more words, but.
You're trying to get me to drink.
No, I'm not. No, you gonna listen. This
Okay.
one right here. Ooh, this funny. Let me see. What do you call that thing? What you call it? A hookup. You hooking up. What's that song by Skate? Nobody Gotta Know.
Creeping.
What is it when your parents be like, you need to stop doing whatever, you around here,
Wait a minute, it's on the tip of my tongue.
think about the song Escape.
I don't even listen to them.
Back in the day, no, not that one.
Creeping.
Yeah, this got something to do with it. You is creeping, but it's another word. You creeping, but you with a man. But what do we call it?
Oh.
And nobody knows. Sneaky link. Have you ever had a
I've
sneaky
never
link?
had a sneaky link.
You ain't never had a sneaky link?
Never. Girl, when I tell you I'm such a plain Jane, I'm a relationship girl. It's like,
Oh, you gotta have relationships.
I have to. I just cannot let a man just come screw me for.
But what if you just wanna?
No, because I have, like, my feelings get involved.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
I don't know. I'm asking you what's your sign. Like I'm really into signs like that. I don't know.
I'm a relationship girl. So I gotta drink this, right?
Yes, you gotta drink. Shit, when you came home, did you reunite with the guy?
No.
How much time did the guy?
Okay, well, he got life.
But damn.
Yeah, because he had the murder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he got life. Excuse me.
It's okay.
That liquor getting me. Yeah, so he got life plus 30 years for the drugs and life for the murders.
For the murder.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
So when you came home, you had your one daughter. You got of course you had another relationship because you got other kids, correct?
Yes.
Did you have any drama after that with your kids or?
Well, with my daughter, I noticed, when I came home, I went in when she was 2. So when I came home, she was 7. So that kind of, I guess, being away from her, it kind of put a wedge, and I tried everything within my power to make up for me not being there. And what I did was I used to give her everything. I used to give her the world. I thought that me giving her everything and spoiling her would make up for me not being there, and it didn't work. Yeah.
Did you ever find because I know it's hard, because I've never been away from my kids before.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering, especially because, men, they go through it a lot. My kids experience that themselves with their dad. And I think about that all the time, how
it affects the children.
Yeah, I know it affected them real bad.
Okay.
But at the same time, as the person not being there, with your child, and like he didn't get to see. He seen one child graduate. Luckily, thank God. Shout out to Joe Biden.
She said Joe Biden.
Yes, Joe, you did it. But no, the reason why I say that because we had, out of all the 5 kids, he only seen one graduate. And he barely made it. She graduated in June. He just came home this year.
Okay.
So my thing is, it's a lot with, you being locked up. And then I think it's kind of different from a female. I'm just guessing.
Oh, it's much different.
Because you are a mom.
Right, and we're the nurturers. So we're supposed to be there from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you probably thinking like, okay, well, I wasn't there. I missed out. So let me buy her this and let me buy her that. They try to make up for the time instead of maybe what you think should have started from where not from where you left off, but where she's at. She's 7 and just do the natural thing, or?
Well, see, back then, and this was...
what year was this?
This was in the late 90s.
Okay.
So you have to look at it from this perspective. Therapy is so prevalent now.
It wasn't then.
But it wasn't prevalent then.
I don't think and some people frown at being...
They do.
But I think everybody needs, even if you didn't experience that type of drama, you had something that went on in your life.
Any type of trauma, whether, from past experiences, I do feel like it's very important for you to talk to someone about it. So they can give you the skills and the resources, to deal with it so you can move forward. Because, I see a therapist now, and I have for the past couple of years, and I did it because of a bad breakup. So that was my reasoning. And let me tell you, going to therapy, it brought up a lot of issues. Like like this lady unpacked a whole lot of issues that I had from my childhood that I brought into my adulthood. So therapy is very important, and I think it's much needed.
But did you experience like domestic violence or anything? Because you're dealing with drug dealers. You said the man was on drugs. Did you have any issues with your kids?
I did. So after I came home from prison, again, I showered my daughter, with a whole bunch of lavish gifts and stuff, and, getting her hair done, thinking that will make up for the time that I was there. And it didn't. And so while I'm trying to appease her and give her things, I'm over here entertaining a man. So I'm half with one foot in motherhood. And okay, I've been away from a man for 5 years. So I'm trying to
one question I just got to ask.
Yes.
So from what I don't know, I ain't claiming, I ain't trying to go to jail, I ain't going to jail, nothing. I don't want to experience none of that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of women that I have heard that went to prison, I know some people say they seen it, like women go in prison, they not gay or haven't been with a woman, they get turned out, or I guess they just can't take it. They just want that sexual encounter. Did you ever do that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've never been with a woman, but let me tell you this. I will say that I thought about it.
While you was in prison?
I did. I had this one roommate, really quick. And she was pretty. And let me tell you, it wasn't nothing but the devil. She literally would get out of the shower, and she would come into the room with just her towel on, and she would just make like little body gestures. And she was gay. And she would, make little innuendos about, you want to be with me, and it'll stay between us. But let me tell you, and I think I've told like maybe a handful of people this story that I'm telling you. The only reason why I didn't do it was because I had a girlfriend, one of my homies from the Tidewater area. Her name is Pookie Vandelet Ware. And we're still friends to this day. And she was on the same compound that I was with. And the only reason why I didn't have that sexual encounter with that young lady was because I was afraid that it might get back to the streets.
Oh, okay.
So in essence, I had like an accountability partner in the back of my head, so to speak, because I'm like, okay, I knew it wasn't right. And I cared about
what people thought.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to fall into this trap, because that's what it is. It's a trap. In prison, it's a trap to be gay, to have these relationships. It's a trap. And I'm glad I didn't get caught up in it.
Okay, I just had it. That was one of the questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once you got out, you got a new man.
Yeah, I met my son. I met my son's father a couple of years after I came home, like maybe a year and a half after I came home, and everything was cool in the beginning, and then he started becoming abusive. Like he cheated on me, and when I found out that he cheated on me,
He get mad at you.
I tried to leave him.
Right.
And when I tried to leave, he grabbed me up. You're not leaving me, and and I'm thinking to myself, oh, he loves me. He loves me.
Because
Yeah, because he doesn't want me. How foolish is that? And I fell for it, and I stayed with him. And then let me tell you, I'ma say 4 months down the line, he did it again. And it became, it became repetitious. It's like, if I say something wrong, it went from you're not leaving me to him being controlling and abusive. And I was in this relationship with him for about maybe 3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
And then I got pregnant with my son. So he and I were living together, and I was, enduring this physical abuse from this man. And a lot of people used to say to me, why are you still there?
Right.
Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I would ask a woman that today if I hadn't gone through it. And the answer, I was able to sit back and say, because I felt like I didn't have anybody else, meaning that world was so dysfunctional. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about peace. I didn't know anything about someone really loving me. That was foreign to me.
Because you went through so much at a young age, and all you knew was the fast life, the drug dealing, prison.
Right.
So you come home.
So I'm like, okay, this guy has a problem, and let me help him fix it.
We always want to fix somebody.
Right. And he's tearing my head up, and I still want to fix him. How crazy is that? So that was the nurturing side of me, and I was like, okay. One day I had an epiphany. So after I get pregnant, 4 years into the relationship, and he and I got into it, and my daughter at the time, this is when I woke up. I had just had my son, and my daughter said, okay, I'm going too fast, because it was 2 incidents.
Okay.
The first incident was the first wake up call for me, and I'm like, okay, I got to get out of this. My son was 1 month old, and he and I had got into an argument, and he was like, I don't know what it was about, but it was foolish. And I said, I'm not trying to hear it. I was getting bathed in my son. He was 1 month old. I said, look, we're getting out of here, because I think I was going somewhere to maybe a family member's house or something. And he said I wasn't going. And I said, yeah, I am. So he got upset and went to the bedroom to go get a gun.
And the baby 1 month.
1 month old. And I was bathing him. And my son still had his umbilical cord attached to him, so it hadn't fallen off yet. So he wasn't quite 1 month old. He was like maybe 3 weeks. And I saw him go to the room, and I knew what he was. I said, oh my God, this guy is going to kill me. Girl, and this was like 4 years post me coming out of prison. So I was like 28 years old when this happened. Yeah, I was 28. And I saw him go into the bedroom, and I knew he was going to get his gun. So I scooped my son up, ran out the apartment, and I tripped over the ledge right there and fell into the balcony. and it was wooden planks. Girl, while I dropped my son through it, and he fell 20 feet to the ground. 20. And he hit the concrete. He wasn't even 1 month old, maybe 3.5 weeks. And he hit the concrete and screamed.
I know your heart.
Girl, listen.
What did you do?
I screamed, and I'm like, oh my God, I dropped my baby. And he dropped the gun on the sofa and ran downstairs and got him. And there was a mailman that was across the street, and he saw me drop my baby. And he called the paramedics, and they came like less than 5 minutes later. And when the firemen got there and the paramedics, they asked me, did he scream when he hit the ground? I said he did. And they said if he hadn't screamed, he would have died instantly, or he would have went into a coma instantly. So they call him the miracle baby.
Oh, wow. That is a miracle baby.
Yes, yes.
So he didn't have no issues.
The only thing he had was like some retinal detachment in the back of his eye. But other than that, he didn't have no brain damage, nothing. Nothing.
And they didn't know, like, it was just...
It was God. That's what that was.
So did you leave him?
Not right after that.
So what did you... So you had to make up a story what happened.
I did. I lied to the cops because the detectives came there. Child Protective Services came to the hospital.
So you tripped or what?
Yeah, I did. I didn't tell them that he was running down behind me with a gun or anything. And I prayed while my baby was on the way to the hospital. And I was like, if you please save him, I will leave him. And what happened was, right after I had brought my son back from the hospital, he and I got into an argument again. And he grabbed me. And my daughter said, get off of her. You see, like, why are you doing this? And when my daughter said that, when she uttered those words, I'm like, okay, this is affecting her too.
Right.
So it's time for me to go. So that's when I made my exit.
So with you dealing with all of that, I know you being in prison, you said you started wanting to do the books.
Yeah.
So did you start writing the books after you?
So I started writing books while I was with him.
Okay.
I wrote my book. It was called Mad Shambles. That was the very first book that I wrote. And I self-published it. Now, mind you, my son, I was pregnant. And my son he wasn't even born yet. And I remember getting 1,000 books printed. And he used to tear them up and say, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. And he used to tear them up. And I'm like, why are you doing that? You know, so after I left him, I wrote my book, Wifey.
Okay.
Because I remember doing a book signing with the books that I had left. And I drove all the way to New Jersey, and this guy at a black-owned bookstore, he said, why don't you write a book, about your life? He said, you did time in prison, right? And I said, yeah. He said, that's what's hot right now. He said, Tara McMillan, at the particular time she came out with True to the Game, Coldest Winter Ever.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, why don't you write a book based on your life? He said, I can help you get it published. And I left his shop in Trenton, New Jersey, went home and just thought about everything that I went through prior to me going to prison. And I embellished on a few things, and I, switched some things up.
Yeah, that's exactly how I did with my book, because...
Yeah, I noticed that when I read your book, too.
It was because, you got to add something, to it. And I just put a lot of stuff in that different people that I know, different people that I met traveling, experience. So just stuff that you know in life. Yeah. So that was that your second book, Wifey?
Yes. So Wifey was my second book. And so I completed the book and I sent it to him. And he sent it to a young lady in Brooklyn, New York. Okay. And she loved it. And she published it. And do you know, it came out like maybe 8 months later. And do you know, after that book came out, we sold 100,000 copies that first month.
Well, and back then it wasn't social media?
No social media at all.
Yeah. So
this was back in 2002. when it came out. So this was like 23 years ago. And let me tell you, girl, honey, she gave me my advancement, honey. I went and bought me a Gucci bag. It was a mustard color Gucci bag. No, it was orange, like this orange right here, girl. It was beautiful. And that daggone bag was $1,000, girl. I wish we can't get a bag.
No,
for
you
$1,000.
cannot get it, because I remember I think my first designer bag this was back in, matter of fact, it was 2000, maybe 2001. Like Louis Vuitton, like it was cheap, because back then you was thinking that was expensive. Yeah, like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
The bucket hat.
Yeah.
All.
Yes.
And then I didn't even keep up with my stuff like that. And now the same bag is like $5,000.
Girl, I know.
You can. They want the stuff from back in the day.
Yeah.
And you can get all that money for it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so
the vintage stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, so she sent me a check, girl. It was a $10,000 check that she sent me, girl. I spent $1,000 of that, honey, on my Gucci bag. And I said, oh, she's back. And then from there I was getting like $30,000 and $40,000 checks, and I could just continue to write, and wifey made me a millionaire.
Oh, okay. I know that's right.
Yeah.
Your life story, like that's what I'm speaking that
into existence.
Yes, I am. So
I said, you know what? Let me just concentrate on my kids. After my divorce, I, was celibate.
For how long?
Oh my God, for 7 years.
7 years?
7 years. Celibate for 7 years. And then I met someone younger.
Woo, child.
Met someone younger.
And that 7 years without the door.
Listen. No, but it didn't start off like that. I met him on set. On one of my movies, and so it didn't,
So which movie? Because how many movies did you?
I have 3 out.
And you produced all those?
Yes, I produced all of them.
What's
and they're on Tubi. Playing Dirty.
Let the people know.
Playing Dirty, The Candy Shop, and A Sticky Situation.
Okay.
So I met him on the set of The Candy Shop, and we were, just cool. And I would laugh and joke with him and stuff like that. And I remember one day I said to him, I'm gonna hook you up with one of my actresses. And he was like, no, I like them 40 and better. I said, wait a minute, you're 2. Aren't you 12? And he was like, no. And he said, I'm in my 30s, and he showed me his ID. And I'm like, okay. I said, you look young. So we exchanged numbers, and I told him, I said, hey, we're going to be shooting another film of mine in a couple of months. And he was like, he want to learn the business.
Was he part of the set?
He came in.
Was he an actor?
He came in as an extra.
Okay.
And so he would come back and
he came and got extra.
He did. and my film crew is just so funny, because they said when they saw him come to Atlanta with me to do A Sticky Situation, they were like, dang. They said, wait a minute. Wasn't he
the extra?
Yeah. Wait a minute. He went from being an extra to messing with the boss.
Right.
Because they call me boss lady. They was like, oh yeah, he knew what he was doing. So anyway, we was cool, and so again, I hadn't been with a man in so long, and I was just, I just threw myself into work. I was inundated, with just trying to build an empire in the film industry. And he came at a time where my guard was down.
You was vulnerable.
I don't know if I was vulnerable.
Well, maybe you weren't.
I wasn't. It was just that I was looking at him like I didn't think it was going to go anywhere.
Okay.
I didn't in the beginning. I just thought that, let me just go ahead and put him under my wing. He had good conversation. We laugh and joke and stuff like that. And a couple of months went by. We were talking on the phone. He would make little innuendos and little flirtatious remarks. And I'm like, all right now, And so I thought about it. I'm like, dang, wait a minute. Kiki, do you want to go down this road? And he was persistent. So he kind of like
He wooed you on in.
I think he did. So, we got together and it was beautiful in the beginning. We traveled a lot together. Like, we did everything together. We cooked together. He was just such a gentleman, and then,
180. Just...
Girl, let's just say, I'm thinking that our relationship, like, I'm making plans. Like, I'm like, okay, we're going to do these amount of movies. I said we're going to...
So he started helping you with producing the movies?
Yeah, he's
films.
actually an editor on one of my movies.
Okay.
On Sticky Situation.
Okay.
So I'm introducing him to people, and I really want to see him blow up in this industry, and my family loved him. They were like, oh, you guys can be a power couple, and I was excited, but then I look under, I lift the veil, and I'm like...
Got a whole surprise.
I'm like, wait a minute, buddy. I'm thinking we're happy. But he's keeping in touch with exes.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're keeping in touch with exes? Like, dude. And you should see these exes. Like, you got Kiki Swinson, and you're keeping in touch with these. No disrespect.
Right, I get it.
But you keeping in touch with hood rats?
Yeah, it's like kind of lowering your... Like, it's like,
dude, you know what? You have a gold mine.
Right.
And you're sneaking off with the hood rats? And so I'm like, okay, I deserve better. Because the whole time I'm thinking that we're good, And he just, and so we broke up, and I took it hard. I took it really, really hard. Like, I couldn't get out of the bed.
Oh, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't think.
It was affecting my work because I had this picture, this perfect picture of he and I being together, and I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, like, what, like, I'm not enough? And when I was talking to my therapist and I was, telling her about it, she was like, and he would even say, I'm the best thing that ever happened to him. He prayed for a woman like me. Okay, dude, if you did, then what's the problem?
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't. And that's what she said. She said, Kiki, he was not ready for you.
He was too much of a woman.
He did not have the resources. He did not have the wherewithal. He did not know how to handle you.
Right.
Because he's so used to dealing with hood rats.
You were just too much of a woman for him.
I was.
And he was at the point he was, I don't even know him. You just telling me, I'm just going off of, your standards and where you at in life.
Yeah. And I come with a strict program, but me, I am so given. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, I was
poured into him.
Oh, I poured into him. I loved him. Mm-hmm. Love him. And
do you think it was love or lust?
I know it wasn't lust. It was not. Because, when you look at a person, this is the difference in my mind, love and lust. Mm-hmm. Love gives, lust takes. And I was poured into him, so it wasn't lust at all.
It was love, okay.
I wanted to see him win, but he kept getting in his way. He just kept allowing the stuff from his past to dictate or to control
y'all's situation.
Yeah.
So
look, my therapist said this really quick. She said, you're gonna have to send him back to what he's used to. And so we did get back together after I had broken up with him, but it got worse. He said he was gonna change, but he didn't. He didn't. And I've noticed that that every time he and I broke up, he would come back. I would let him come back because my heart, I just wanted to see him do better because I wanted him.
So he might have been like a project for you.
I don't know if he was a project. I think what it was, I kept.
Well, maybe I'm wording it wrong. I'm not gonna. You know how like you said, you're a nurturing person.
I am.
Or women, we are. If you're a mother, so it's like you feel like you gotta be there for the person and it's like your little project and you feel like you failing?
No. What it was, I was looking at loyalty and not giving up on him. So it wasn't like necessarily a project. It was more so, I love this guy and I am going to beat him into like
you're gonna build a bear.
No, yeah, it's like, do you see what you have in front of you? Like, just take the veil off and just leave the hood rats and just get out of your own way, because he's a smart guy. And my mom said this a couple of weeks ago when I was at her house. She said he's a good guy. He has a good heart, but
he's not the man for you.
He's not. He's not. I realized that.
So you went through all of that. After that, what was you back with your movies? You back?
Right. So
because I need you to get right. Because I need.
Oh, absolutely. So let me tell you. So I mourned the relationship a bit but let me tell you, I had to snap out of it because I'm like, okay, listen, you got stuff like before he came into the picture, you was doing it. So you got to snap out of it, and I did.
Okay.
So it's like I just started going harder. I was praying and fasting. I just said, God, just work on me, and God did. And when I tell you, things just started happening after the breakup, girl, things just started rolling.
Well, that's usually how it works, because people be removed out your life for a reason. But I just want to say, but first of all, make sure you tell the people about your books.
Yes, this is my latest book.
You can just allow right there.
Yes.
On the white camera.
Yes, this is my latest book, Hunting Ava. It's in hardcover, and it's a good read.
Yes.
A good read.
Oh, okay. So this is the last book you wrote?
Yes, that's the most recent. It came out like a month ago.
And let the people know about your movie. I mean, what you produce, where they can see it at Tubi, the name of all of them.
Yes, so right now I have Playing Dirty on Tubi, The Candy Shop, and A Sticky Situation, and all of them are adaptations of my book. So please go and support. Please go and support.
Support.
Yes.
So, yes, listen, I want to thank you for taking your time out, coming from Atlanta to come on my podcast. I like giving people their flowers.
Oh,
now,
you're so sweet.
So, Kiki, thank you so much. Thank you for your conversation. Thank you for your time. You are a beautiful person inside and out.
Thank you.
And I want the people to go get her book. Go support.
Yes.
Get her book. I'm just thankful for you coming up here.
No problem.
Telling your life story. Let them know Wifey. What you say about Wifey? You doing a second?
Yes. Right now we are in pre-production for my Wifey. It's going to be a 3-part movie. So we're in production right now for Wifey. Yeah.
All right. So once again, thank you.
Yes.
I wish you the best in everything that you do in the future. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
And to the Conversation Lounge podcast. Until next time, thank you guys. Yeah.